Hello and welcome back to another Warhammer the Old World Battle Report. Today I'm playing the Chracian Warhost against a Dwarven Grand Army. And we're playing chance encounters, I think, the one where you're deployed in opposing table quarters. And then the scenario is baggage trains, special feature, and then domination, which is scored at the end. So my list, I have a Prince on Star Dragon with Armor of Galador, I think. So a 5 award save. The Ring of Fury, so casting Hammerhand. And the Dragon Helm, so maybe not Armor of Galador. Talisman of Protection, Dragon Helm, so always a 3-up armor save. Even if he uses his great weapon. The 5-up ward, and then a Ring of Fury. Then I have Corhill on a Chieftain's Chariot, and then an Archmage on which magic was I using? Elementalism. With Lore Familiar. And then I had a unit of 20 White Lions in core, 2 big units of 14 Woodsmen. This unit scouted up. Then had another unit of 5 Woodsmen in ambush. And then I have these are sisters, so 12 or 13 sisters, and then 1 lion chariot. And my opponent had a big brick of Longbeards with a king with the rune of smiting, and maybe Gromrel. He couldn't quite afford all the runes he wants because it's not Royal Clan, so he's a bit limited in the points he can spend. Then he also had a Thane on Shield Bearers with the 5-up word save banner, and then the Master Rune of Ulrich the Mad, so no armor saves, and then a few other things as well. Then he had a unit of, I think, 13 Rangers, a big unit of Iron Drakes, and then 4 cannons, and an engineer with the Rune of Bursting Fire and Rune of Bursting Flame and Rune of Rapid Fire. Let's put on some shots, and then one gyrocopter here, and a unit of 2. And that was it. So, yeah, I mean, basically, the dragon's not quite as tough without the regen, and no opal amulets for 2-up wards, but it is a bit more killy, and I thought with the Ring of Fury is in a challenge, if he has to take a challenge, the Ring of Fury has the potential to help max out overkill, even if the dragon doesn't get to go, which is an issue with the High Elf Dragon because the Prince's initiative is always so much higher than the dragon's. This was the wood that I put down for Trace. Can't be within 6 inches of a special feature, but it did between that and the hill. I thought it helped block off lines of sight for the cannon, which will hopefully help me get forward a bit quicker. So Coral's just hiding behind the hill. Dragon is protected from 2 cannons and maybe going to take cannon shots from the other 2, but I'm not that worried about some cannon shots. Really worried about the chariots mostly, particularly the regular chariot will easily die to cannon fire. And yeah, I thought the sisters will probably just hang back and protect the baggage train, shoot some shots, which maybe isn't the best use for them. But it is a use. And then the Woodsman, so those Woodsmen started a bit closer, and then they vanguarded up a little bit. We'll hopefully screen the White Lions a bit, let them, and then really, if I can secure the center, I feel like I have a good chance to score well in domination. If I can put the White Lions here, they can probably survive most of the game and score the special feature, and if not, the Woodsman can do it because they're also core. And if he wants to push forward, then I'm happy to have the White Lions go in and fight. one of these units? Any of these units? Even, well, maybe not the Longbeards. The Longbeards, yes, if the dragon is also helping. Really, I want to try and pick off these things, the gyrocopters, because that's sort of like his mobile threat, and they all three, I think, had steam guns, so they're putting the templates down, and that has the potential to really mess up all my toughness 3 elves. And then I want to probably just avoid the Longbeard block with the 2 killy characters in it, and hopefully pick off the supporting stuff, and then control the secondaries, sort of the game plan. But also we want to have fun. So that's just another look at deployment. Maybe then I think his Vanguard moves, the gyros moved up a bit, and this one I think moved back a bit. And then we rolled for first turn, which the dwarves got. Okay, so this is actually after his movement. So the dwarves went first. First cannon shot was, I think this one, down the line of the White Lions, over the mage, who promptly failed her Lookout Sir. And then he rolled a 1 on the for how much damage it did, so she took a wound. So she's got 2 left. So that was a scary. It could have gone poorly. And I could have just deployed her on the other side of the unit and been safe. But yeah, I think maybe the other cannon hit the dragon. I think maybe it even went through the mage and into the dragon, and I saved on either the ward or the armor. And other than that, not a lot else happened, I don't think. So then, High Elves turn 1. The Woodsman went in the woods to shoot at the gyrocopter, and I don't think they did anything. I sort of forgot that these weren't scout gyrocopters, so they're toughness 5, so I'm still, even with my strength 4 bows, still only wounding on 5s. Some woodsmen moved over to also put some shots into the gyro. The archers, the Sisters of Avalon on the hill, did a wound or 2 to this unit gyros. And then the core hill stayed back here. The thought being that he can maybe charge some gyrocopters and kill them, and then score at table quarter. I'm a bit worried about running out of this table quarter fully if these, all 3 gyrocopters come back here and kill off the sisters, and then wreck my baggage train. So he's sort of hopefully going to protect them, although he's not very good because he's a chariot, so he's not that maneuverable. But the dragon just flies forward. Still can't be seen by these 2 cannons, but can be by these, but their angle's not super good. And the White Lions also just move forward. So does the chariot. The dragon does have line of sights to rangers and iron drakes, which also means that the dragon is in range of the iron drakes for shooting, which, is what you gotta do. So, yeah, so in his turn, the iron drakes all shoot at the dragon. Did 2 wounds to it. I think they can also, and maybe they can shot the dragon, but didn't wound it. I think it was the iron drakes did the 2 wounds. And took a few more wounds on the White Lions. I think that was these cannons shooting down at them again. The machine gun engineer and the gyrocopters whittle down this unit of woodsmen badly, and these gyros start making a long run around to head into my back line. And one of the cannons, this cannon rolled a misfire, and then he re-rolled it with the engineer, and the next cannon also rolled a misfire and then blew up. So that was very poor luck for the Dwarven war machines. High Elf's turn 2. Over here, these woodsmen declared a charge on the whatchamacallit, the gyrocopter, and didn't make it. But then I think these woodsmen shot at the gyrocopter and rolled super hot and killed it. So that was lucky. The White Lions just tow into the woods a bit to gain cover and still contest the objective. The White Lion chariot marches past them to start threatening the Rangers and the Iron Drakes. Corhill starts to make a move towards the cannons. I think, he has a chance of surviving. This is a Ravelorn do one more ring to the gyrocopters over there. They did have a ring of the fireball ring, but it didn't go off. And the dragon, I put into, just to close the charge into the Iron Drakes. They stand and shoot. Let's see if I can see on my wound counter. I think they did 2 wounds on the stand and shoot. And then the Ring of Fury, I'm not sure if this is precisely how the rules work, but I rolled the Ring of Fury first. It failed to go off. Then I chose to use my hand weapon. Put, I think, 2 or I think he put 3 wounds on the unit champ with his hand weapon, and then the champion made all 3 saves, which was lucky for me because then it meant that my dragon got to go and do a bunch of wounds. But did I max out overkill? Maybe. I don't know. Even then, I still lost combat because they had a banner and a rune of battle and blah, 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 all the stuff. So I gave ground 2 inches and he restrained. And my 5 woodsmen did show up this turn, walked over and touched the baggage train, which, yeah, this turn I went for a threat overload, particularly with them there as well. I'm worried about them getting canister needs more nails shot by the cannon and just wiped out, which would stop me from destroying the baggage train, but he otherwise doesn't really have any other options to shoot at them with. The engineer, who's a major threat to them, can't really see over there. This would have to be a cannon, but then that means the cannon's not shooting at my chariots or my dragon. So yeah, that was fine. I mean, I thought that if I lost, then I would just flee and rally later. So it wasn't a big risk, I guess. Maybe it was more of a risk because I could have fled. I could have fled this way, been over here, been fleeing, and then been charged by the gyrocopters and would have had to have fled again. So, but he just gave ground. And then dwarves turn 3. Gyrocopters go and hide behind the woods to stay away from the sisters shooting. The lots of shots go into the dragon and this chariot, who loses 2 wounds. The dragon comes through pretty unscathed, though. I think all of the Iron Drake shot him, some of the cannons shot him, but did pretty good. I lost a few more White Lions, I think maybe to someone. So that was lucky. And then my turn, the High Elf turn. The Lion Chariot declares a charge on the Iron Drakes, so does the Dragon. The Iron Drakes choose to stand and shoot the Lion Chariot and kill it, doing 2 wounds. But then the Dragon goes in with no unit champ in the unit between the Prince and the Dragon, and it stomps. I killed 10 Iron Drakes, which, 1 combat, so they use Stubborn to fall back in good order. And the woodsmen charged after taking out the baggage train. They then charged the cannon, killed it, and overran it at the next cannon, which is pretty perfect. And Corhill just marched up further. The White Lions just sort of swung around a bit. Oh, I forgot they had open order. That's actually useful for this mage. So the mage could get into range of a wind blast, and a big wind blast went off on the rangers, which was good. Whittled them down along with some shooting from the woodsman. And yeah, woodsman. So that turned out well. That's after they've given ground. I really found my magic elementalism was a poor choice because I didn't want to cast what's the spell? Earthen Ramparts on them, because then they can't march. I didn't want to, and Travel Mystical Pathways isn't reliable enough anymore. So instead, I took Plague, the Vortex, and the Magic Missile, and then Falls Unmaking, because I thought, maybe there's a chance that I can walk up here and unmake the Master Rune of Smiting, but that never happened and isn't going to happen. I think he's MR2 in that unit, and Balls Unmaking is like a 12 and 11 to cast or something ridiculous. So anyways, that's the end of the elf turn. Dwarf turn. The dragon finishes off the iron drakes. The woodsmen finish off the cannon. The big longbeard unit turns to face the dragon. Some more shooting goes into the white lions, and they're whittled down even further. High elf turn then. And the dragon. Again, I'm get rusty on the rules. The iron drakes fled off the board. The dragon had elected to pursue. Didn't pursue off the board, but because he didn't catch them, I don't think he gets to test to restrain and reform. I'm not 100% on that. So then, and the dragon swing just flies over here to set up to charge either the cannon or the engineer and threaten the flank of the Longbeards, depending on what the Longbeards do. The mage hops out of the unit of White Lions and joins the Woodsman unit because they're going on a one-way mission, so they just run forward towards the Rangers. Some more shooting goes into the Rangers, and they're whittled down even further, and Corhill turns to face the Dwarf King. And I think over here, at one point, the whatchamacallit, the gyrocopters do their bombing run and kill off some of the whatever these are, Sisters of Avalon. Sort of halves the unit, which is unfortunate. They now can't score the baggage train anymore. Okay, so then on my turn, Corhill charges in, issues a challenge, which is accepted by the Dwarf King, and then promptly lands a killing blow, and the king fails his 5-up board and dies. So I'm not quite sure how he kills all the king and all the 3 shield bearers with one killing blow. I guess probably he kills the king, and then the shield bearers just have to go home and take the Slayer Oath, having failed to protect him. So that was, and then the chariot itself did 2 impact hits on the unit outside of the challenge, which was nice. So yeah, chariot did really good. I mean, it's just lucky getting a killing blow off, which I think meant that I actually won combat because I did 6 in the combat, and then 2 on the unit, and then I have first charge, so I took away the rank bonus. So I actually won the combat, and so the dwarves ended up giving ground. If I don't land the killing blow with my 5 attacks, the king almost certainly, with the Master Rune of Smiting, just murders Corhill. So it was a risk, for sure. So yeah, that's the end of the turn. Or maybe this is the end of the High Elf turn, because Corhill Coral charges in. The dragon is charged into the engineer, killed it, and reformed. The white lions have charged. The rangers killed them, and then turned to face the warriors, Longbeards. And the sisters have shot. Maybe we hadn't quite rolled this yet, but I think the sisters killed one of the gyrocopters with their shooting. And I'm starting to move my woodsman units to secure table quarters. Yeah, that's what happened now. I killed off one of the gyros. Oh no, this is a dwarf turn. So this fight, Corhill loses, uses stubborn to fall back, and the dwarves chase him. The cannon kills off some more of the white lions, leaving just the command group left. Yeah, and the last gyrocopter, I don't know, I guess rolled poorly against the sisters and didn't kill very many of them. So then we're into, yeah. So this was Dwarf turn 6, into Half turn 6. We put everyone, so the White Lions charged the unit, the Dragon charged the unit in the rear. Corhill still fighting, locked in and challenged with the BSB. And Corhill manages to land, going simultaneously with the Dwarf Thane, because we both, Dwarf Thane counted as charging. So they're both at initiative 6. And the Dwarf Thane kills Corhill, who has no armor save because of the Master Rune. And then Corhill again lands another killing blow, which the dwarf fails to save. So Corhill kills the Thane, on Shieldbearer's Battle Standard Bearer. So Corhill's done an amazing job this game. The dragon just gets to kill a whole bunch of Longbeards. The white lions actually do pretty good in the flank. So we kill off a whole bunch of Longbeards. And that's pretty much the game there. So wasn't planning to fight this big unit. Probably didn't have to, but it ended up going very well for me. Corhill just hitting the killing blows was icing on the cake for sure. But yeah, super fun game. Definitely some bad luck at times, particularly for my opponent's war machines, just didn't perform. The terrain, this was one of the WTC map packs, which are a bit more terrain dense, and then with the Chracian extra wood, it really clogged up the lines of sight for his cannons. But it did, in the other end though, it did give him a fair amount of, it let him deploy maybe a bit further back. I don't know. Yeah, anyways, super fun game. Again, high elves are really just a dragon and some other supporting pieces, which I don't love the most, but you got to work with what you got here. The white lions did finally make it into combat for the first time and did some things, so that was fun to see. Anyways, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.